Thank you for invitation to this Congress. My theme is written here, and I decide to change a little bit this theme to more practice. Last speeches, also yesterday, were talking very theoretically and not so in practice. We have to look that in future we are going on to do something here and not only to look what is theoretical. We have to invest money here, we have to work every day that these thousands of tons of waste, illegal everywhere, in this country are going to a better way. Don't be worried. We had in Europe the same situation 30, 35 years ago, exact the same situation. But in these 30, 35 years, the authorities, the state, the government, and the legal situation was changing, and from this out we have now in Europe a much better situation. Back to Europe, where we are. Ukraine is in the middle of Europe. There are only one border, and we have to realize that the logistic of consume is now here. All the big concerns, I do not like to say names, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, and all, we know all of them, they built up a super system of logistics to bring goods in the warehouses. Every day, every hour, day and night, you can buy 24 hours everything what you like. All is connected with packaging. All is connected from the production with waste, and nobody were taking care on that there have to be a second system to remove all this what we are carrying in the households and what we are producing in our productions. This system is left the same as in Europe. We had no system, no defensing for this waste. Ukraine is a big country, one of the biggest in Europe, with more than 640,000 square kilometers. And as I said, here on the highways, here on the warehouses is going on the, how should I say, every day the big consume. This logistic is built up, but there is not a second system to take it back. Back to Europe. In European Union we have there 27 countries united now, not so long time. It is a young, united continent. There are produced 2 million tons of waste per year. This is such a number nobody can imagine that, but it is fact. And everybody said yesterday, or somebody said yesterday, the best waste is the not produced waste. But it is not possible production without waste, life without waste. And so there are some rules in Europe. Those main rules are connected with the waste. It is too much detail to come here on the ground. I have only to say we have there 4 main parts of the law. First, this Basel Convention in red letters. Basel Convention was the first catalogue, international catalogue of waste definition standards, who is who and what is what. And 1992, all states signed this Basel Convention, and the main was not to transport hazardous wastes out of the countries. Every country has to look that hazardous waste and other waste in three categories, red, yellow and green category, is removed and recycled in their own country. We did it from Vienna, we brought from Vienna to Great Britain ashes and schlags to some dump near London. It was crazy, it was 1990 I think, yeah? It was cheap way, all the transport, and they were not looking on that. But really, this is not the way to solve the problem. It means this Basel Convention was the first big step to rule waste in Europe. Second, this is redlined in the first part, rules about the dump. And this is very easy to say. From 2002, dumping is generally forbidden. It means all had to be before recovered and recycled. And only material who has less than 4% organic can be on the dump. And this was the big challenge in one moment. It was not possible to dump any more household waste and industry waste. The third, packaging. This was the second system coming up from the communal system, the waste system, that industry was obliged to pay money for their packages, for removing, for recycling. We heard about this yesterday from Mr. Stieglitz. I have only to add one more. This is also we have in Europe strong rules about radioactive waste. It is very important too. All what is other here is a detail, not so important. How we did it in Austria. This is from Google Earth. What it is meaning, Google Earth shows us what we are doing on our land plots. This is a land plot 350 by 450 meters, and there are laying more than 5 million tons of communal waste. And you see on the roofs here that step by step was built a structure to minimize this volume for dumping. It was started, I say this here, 30 years ago in July 1981. There is a biogas plant with 1,000 cubic meter outcoming gas per hour, used since 30 years. Sorting line, compost plant for a region with 300,000 inhabitants. You do not see any waste here. It is, and please remind this picture, I will show you then another from your country, what you see from satellite. Here you do not see anything. There are only some details from this stamp. It is green, it is covered with HDPE liners, it is recovered with trees, and you can see here it is renaturisation. Here you see one gas, how should I say, gas pumping station, and from this out comes biogas since 30 years. On the right hand side on the picture, this is the pumping station. Up the blue is motor to using this biogas. Also we have the catalysator. It means latest technical conditions are fulfilled, and there are two factors. What I have to say, we were realizing, and this was realizing whole Europe, that all this organic, what we are putting on the landfill, is working and producing biogas not 1 year, not 5 years, almost 30 years. And I were there to make these photos before last Saturday, these photos. They are not more than 1 week old. And I were looking on all these parameters. It is really so that it is producing 1,000 cubic meter biogas per hour. Included in this, and this was the next step, was a sorting plant. Sorting plant to sort out all what is usable from package and recyclable from package. And you see here on the right hand side of the photos, prepared material to burn it in cement завод or in power plant station. There is now a picture, and this is the difference from the dump in Lviv. Dump in Lviv, village Marichiv. There are 3 lakes of hudrons since 20 years. No wood recultivation. You see here everywhere the waste plastic is open. And here on the right hand side of the picture you can see the pollution underground, we know, and over earth we see it. Here, this black water. This is a very big dump. There is partial some station to pump out the gas, but when we are comparing this with Austrian or European standards, it is a wild dump. And for city of Lviv or other big communal organizations will be for future a lot of money to pay to make sanation from these old dumps. Other tema, asphalt and building material recycling. It is waste too. Old building and asphalt materials. It is waste and it has to be recovered too, and this is one of the best materials. You see, we put out here with some big bagger the metal, and we are crushing this, and this is usable for the future 100%. I'm doing this in one of my companies. We are recovering per year 300,000 tons of asphalt and beton. It is a very important case in the moment of reconstruction from all these beton buildings here in this country, that all this beton is going a second way. It is without problem. We have standards, and all these standards have to be only in a copy here, and to look if it's possible to set up the same systems. This is not now a joke. These are old bricks, 120 years old from buildings. We are putting them out manual, we are packing them in pallets, and we are putting out per year in one of the plants 250,000 pieces. And people like to make from them wine cellars, nice decorations, and using them for rebuilding and recovering in modern houses for future life. It's building material 120 years old, natural. It is only a small piece of waste, but it is also important to look on that. Yeah? I say, when we are looking on these pictures, these are working places too, and this is nice to know from whom are these stones built. Every company who was producing such stones had own stamp, and this is own history. It is a part of old Austria. In Vienna more than in the small villages, but also we know we have, and Oleg will say this too, we found in Lviv the same bricks with the same initiale, and so we know today that the railway from Vienna over the Carpathian Mountains were bringing such stones to build in Lviv. It's a special form of recycling, it's a nice form. You see downstairs 2 pails of beton and asphalt, usable in the next moment. We have their standards, technical conditions, and we can use them for new building. Waste to energy. We have here industry waste. We are doing this since 10 years in Ukraine. Collecting, sorting and packing, and bringing this again in the production. One, and I should say this here in presence of the, who is Mr. Alexander, he is not here, removing tires. Tires was long time a very big problem, with an open question in Europe. Everybody is using tires, trucks, private cars. And society found out, technics found out, to use them as alternative fuel in cement production. It is one of the positive steps for clean environment. What we are doing, collecting, cutting the big tires in parts, bringing them to the kiln and firing them in the kiln in an atmosphere from 2000 degrees Celsius. And we have to know that in the moment when we have such high temperature, the material, the ashes, are going directly to the clinker, and we do not have any rest from these tires. it is not a miracle, it is logic, and we know all these parameters. And if somebody wants to ask what is this, the outcoming air, then we can say only this is clean in the atmosphere from 2000 degrees. Nothing is in out of the filter in the atmosphere. Only for information, here in Ukraine are existing 10 cement factories, and they need a huge amount of energy, and part of this it is possible to substitute with tires and solid shredded waste as we have here. This is solid shredded waste. The other picture is material from Makulaturproduktion, from Kartonproduktion reject, called also Schlamm and wood. All those what we see in nature, we can work out a system, and we are doing that already here in Mykolaiv near Lviv, to use this as alternative fuel. Cement production can take more than 50% alternative fuel made from waste. I'm coming only short to these two pictures. Up is a picture from Hungary. There was built Opel General Motors, and before we have waste. The same as it was in Austria 30 years ago, it was 20 years or 15 years ago in Hungary. Down is a picture from incinerator of waste in Czech Republic. This system is very good system and clean system. We were bringing their waste in packages. You see this on the left-hand side from other regions, and this is running till 15 years without any problems with environment. Which situation we have now here, with communal and with industry waste. All is mixed in waste trucks, and only first steps are existing to have containers where you can sort in bags, Tetra Pak and other packages. And together with UCO Eco Resource, I am planning, and it will be in very short time, to build up a sorting line in such a type. These are photos from the last 2 weeks. Sorting line is already in Lviv, and we will start to sort different kind of waste and put out 50% of the volume to make recycling. The rest we have to bring on. It is not an easy way to go as first ahead to do such activities. But I think who is the first who will have success? And together this initiative with cement activities in Mykolaiv, we can use the rest outcoming from this sorting line to and there are existing already contracts. It means what I said at the beginning from my speech, somebody has to take it in the hand, somebody has to earn out money. This is not for nothing. This is only the interest to make money. I say this open. And in the moment when daily money out is coming out, the initiative to be bigger and to go ahead will be stronger. Not only from those people they know this, it will be maybe in the whole country a new way. We know this from Austria, we know this from Czech Republic, and we know this also from Germany. One remark, it was needed in Austria to clear up the waste situation, the waste management situation, around 15 years. It was a lot of discussions to build up technical standards, to try something, to destroy it again. But after 15 years, it was a clear way. The same way in Czech Republic was only 5 years long. They did only copy from the good systems, and after 5 years in Czech Republic, everything was done. And there is a chance for Ukraine too, that all this tema, maybe not in 5 years is done, but not in 15 years, maybe in 7 or 10 years. And such initiative as, for example, this seminar and congress, and also to have such projects, this industry, this green industry park, and also to finance something before with rent, it is a way for the future for this country. Here we see packages, we know all of them. I said here, United Packaging, one common way for Europe. From the producer, it is already clear that they are producing this and selling these packages with something in what we need. And now have to be the strategy to take it back and to reuse it again. Thank you for attention. Let's work together for Team Ukraine.